So I thought I would do a quick and dirty video on Mig AMMO Atom paints, or any Mig AMMO product actually, for somebody that's living in Japan. So I wanted to try their ammo paints for my modelling hobby, and they look like pretty damn good paints. I was really quite excited to get my hands on them and give them a good going over. So I went to their site and I saw the various prices, and the paints come in at 2.95 euros per 20 milliliter pot, and it says including VAT, including tax. So I sent them an email and I said, how can I buy these without the 20% VAT in the price? And I got an email back with a load of waffle and blurb about we have a uniform price to make sure the price that the final price that's paid is fair to all our customers, it's even, and blah 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 blah. And then some more blurb about if there's a discrepancy on the tax invoice or something, you can send it and we'll do our best to rectify it, blah blah blah. So bottom line is that if I was to buy the paints online from their store, I'm paying 20% VAT tax, and I'm in Japan, where Japan's equivalent of VAT is 10%. They call it consumption tax here, but it's the same thing as VAT. It's just another rip-off tax. So working that out, I would buy my product from Mig AMMO, paying 20% VAT, and when the product gets to Japanese customs, I would be paying 10% tax on the value of the items, the cost of the shipping, because that's included as a taxable thing, and the 20% VAT. So I'd be paying tax on the tax. So my total tax for the product itself would be 30%, but then I'm also paying 10% tax on top of the 20% tax. The tax is a taxable thing. So 30% on the product, 10% on the tax, and then 10% on the shipping. So the item and the shipping is normal, 10% on that, but 20% on the overall package, including its tax, is just so totally out of whack. And Mig AMMO call that fair and equitable pricing, making it fair for all their customers. No, it's not. And here's the real kicker, is they're taking that 20% tax and they have no one to give it to. They have no agreement with the Japanese government. So in Europe, they take the 20% tax off the customer and they pass that 20% tax on to the government. So Portugal, Spain, Italy, wherever, they got that agreement across the EU. But when it's gone to Japan, that 20% tax, where does it go? It goes into their pocket. So as far as I'm aware, I would say that that's probably illegal. It amounts to criminal fraud because they're not doing it accidentally. And I say that because I come across lots of online retailers where they post the price without tax, and then when you get to checkout and you put your shipping destination in, their software calculates the amount of tax that's appropriate. So if you buy the product in Spain and it's being sent to Italy, their system knows to put that 20% VAT to the government and pay it. When it's going to a country like Japan, with which they have no agreements at all, there shouldn't be any tax applied at the checkout. It should be tax-free. And then when it gets to Japan and hits Japanese customs, they apply a 10% tax and the customer pays the 10% tax. And that software is readily available to retailers, but Mig AMMO haven't got it on their checkout system, their cart. They apply the tax 20% to everybody, and then the governments, the countries that they send the product to that don't have an agreement with them, they just pocket that 20% tax. And on a large order, say 100 euros, I would be paying 20 euros in tax to Mig AMMO that they're putting straight in their pocket, and then when the product gets to Japan, I'm paying an extra 10% on all of it. So that's 30 euros for the product, whatever 10% of the shipping price is, and then whatever 10% of the 20% tax is. So the cost of actually buying is significantly higher because of their system. And as I said, I don't believe it's accidental. I think they sell stuff to enough countries, and an awful lot of customers don't even think about that kind of shit. They just see the price and go, oh, what's the exchange rate? Oh, I'll be paying that much in yen, will I? Oh, yeah, it's a little bit pricey. And they don't realise what's actually happening. They don't realise that they're just giving away 20% of the value of the goods to the company that are pocketing it. So this little video is for you, Mig Ammo. Stop ripping off non-EU customers. I know they've got distributors in the UK and the United States, so it probably gets handled by that. They probably sell it wholesale to the distributors in England and America, and it all gets absorbed into their system. I don't know exactly what the numbers would be, but for Japan, no distributor in Japan, individuals buy their stuff and are probably paying that extra much money in tax, and then they sell it on Amazon for an obscene markup, and it's not economically viable to pay what they're asking for a little pot of paint. It's like 5,000 yen. That's like 25 quid in English money, and in Japan, equivalent to the wage they get paid here, it's like 50 quid for a 20mm pot of paint, because the average wage here is about 1,000 yen an hour. So 5,000 yen, it's like 5 times 10 quid. If you go, the average wage in England is £10 an hour. So for a little 20mm pot of paint in Japan, buying it on Amazon off of an individual who's bought it at retail from Europe, 50 quid for a little pot of paint. It's clearly and obviously not doable. So yeah, Mig Ammo, sort your criminal fraud out and stop ripping off non-EU customers. Charge the price at your site, on your site, zero tax, and then apply the tax that's appropriate, or zero tax as appropriate, at checkout when the shipping destination's gone in. And then you won't have any more complaints from people that are being ripped off. I mean, there's going to be people that get ripped off and then find out later what's happened. Can't do anything about it. Yeah, send you an invoice discrepancy request or something. Fuck off. Just stop treating non-EU customers like fucking marks, basically. That's that. Post this up on YouTube. Send a link to Mig Ammo. I did respond to their email and said, what do you think you're playing at? It's not fair and equitable. You're taking 20% VAT and putting it in your pockets. Surely that's illegal. No reply. So I'll see how they respond to a link to the video, this video. You never know, things might change. Anyway, I hope you're entertained, and see you in the next one. Bye!